9 days away from the deadline of those vast budget cuts, and the ticking time bomb is creating a sense of urgency as local businesses prepare for the threat of sequestration. 41 NBC's Jasmine Williams talked with businesses close to Robins Air Force Base as they brace for the sequester.
There are more than 14,000 civilian workers living in Warner Robins, and as the threat of sequestration continues, those thousands of people could face steep salary cuts and furloughs, which would trickle down to local businesses.
Pass the budget.
It's a message to the Capitol as the countdown to the vast budget cuts continues.
20% of that would be devastating to a lot of the families out there, especially if they have one income family, and it's going across the base.
Charlie Trippis is already looking for ways to save civilian workers at Robins Air Force Base from the looming threat of sequestration. The VP of the local American Federation of Government Employees has met with leaders on the state and national level. Civilians at the base could lose up to 20% of their salary and are facing the threat of 22-day furloughs. For Trippis, the first line of defense is to try to avoid some of the more severe cuts workers in Warner Robins are facing.
The union is their position is to go ahead and have the 22 days altogether to give the opportunity to have unemployment benefits to that affected employee.
For local businesses close to the base, the sequester's indirect effects are just as deep.
I don't think they realize how serious it is.
Restaurants like Pullman's Kicked Up Soul Food could also pay the price if the base cuts back. Terry Murray and her husband are already having serious conversations about sequestration.
Do I need to pay my bills up ahead of time? How do I decrease this bill? How do I decrease that? How do I minimize and still maintain?
Questions that could be answered if Congress makes a compromise. Now, Trippis and the union are keeping a close eye on Congress and the sequester and plans to make another trip to Atlanta and even D.C. in the near future.